Alright, I'm not sure what happened there. Um, I think something with my internet may have tied it to. We are back, gentlemen. Are we going to overtime in game number 3? Yes, we are. And Forza, you said you wanted gameplay. Here you go. I will play overtime in game 3. This is the only gameplay you will get unless we're in a conference final or Stanley Cup final. But yeah, not entirely sure what happened there, but I think we are good to go again. And you get to see the away jerseys now in play. So I made 2 adjustments to the settings before I started the stream. I turned down injury frequency a little bit more, and I turned up the difficulty by 1 level. So hopefully that should make it a little bit more difficult. Here's Duclair. Fired it just wide. Perron dumps it in. Krug will retrieve. Yeah, hopefully the pulled hammies and pulled groins will reduce moving forward. Duclair fired 1 wide again. Fleury missed the puck. Jaden Short. Oh, you hate to see that happen. And St. Louis takes game 3, 3-2 in overtime. Yes. I mean, we are facing the defending Stanley Cup champions, so you expect them to be tough out anyways. So hopefully we have a little bit more gameplay before next season's home opener. But if not, we'll try to move through the off season rather quickly if we end up exiting rather soon. So game 4, overrated. I mean, I'm not a big fan of St. Louis. I think they were overrated last year and this year, but that's a talk for another day. Additionally, our AHL team, Portland Pirates, have made the playoffs. So if we exit out of the playoffs and they're still in, we can follow along in their Calder Cup quest and see how they make out. So nothing through 1 here in game 4. Midway through the second, not much action really. And Victor Rask gets the first goal of the game with 7 minutes to go in the second. And Val Nichushkin, Seattle leads 2-0 in game 4 on the road, entering the 3rd period. Can Seattle hang on to tie the series at 2, heading back to Key Arena? Midway through the 3rd. Tristan Jarry looking for his first career playoff shutout with 3 minutes left. And Josh Anderson into the empty net. And Seattle takes game 4 3-0 to knot the series at 2. Quick look at the 3 stars. Tristan Jarry, 35 save shutout, his first career playoff shutout. Just a quick look to see how Portland did in the first round. A 3-game sweep over the Laval Rocket, excuse me. So they will be moving on to the second round of the Calder Cup playoffs, as the Sockeye move into game number 5 of the first round. So first period here, back at home for Seattle. Dennis Gurianov beats Jordan Binnington early. Looking to build off the momentum from Game 4's win, Taylor Hall and Josh Anderson. Joel Armia, Binnington has already been removed from the game after allowing 3 goals in the first 7 minutes. A very quick start from Seattle. And they lead 4-0 after period number 1. Midway through the second, Oscar Sundqvist, he gets St. Louis on the board, ending the shutout run of Tristan Jarry at nearly 90 minutes. Kevin Miller, oh no, Zach Sanford, 2 goals towards the end of the period. It's 4-3 entering the third as Seattle looks to take a 3-2 lead. David Perron early. We're tied at 4. This would be a monumental collapse for the Sockeye as Tyler Bozak makes it 5-4. But Taylor Hall responds with 8 minutes to go. Will this be the second overtime game of the series? And that looks like it is what it will be. And we will enter in. And you know what? We're going to wear the alternates. The light blue S jerseys. Here we go. Can Seattle take the 3-2 series lead? Or will this be a monumental choke after being up 4-0 after the first period? Sorelli to take the opening draw here in overtime against Ryan O'Reilly. Oh, Duclair very far outside, and that'll be an icing.
Icing is the call here, and those winded bodies are going to be out there for an extended period here now. Yeah, they can't get a change in, and so you go back, you kind of meander your way back as long as you can to kill time and get a little breath. St. Louis wins the draw here in the offensive zone. And he loses both the puck and his balance after that hit.
Sorelli to start the breakout. Nearly fed it to Hall, but Parayko intercepted. Stopped in front by Jarry. Perron, O'Reilly fires wide. Here's Duclair, he's hit. Parayko intercepted, no, nearly Hall. Could have gone. Steen to O'Reilly, his shot was blocked. Little hook, no call. Taylor Hall picks it off. And St. Louis will go to the power play as Sorelli tripped up David Perron. So a big opportunity here for St. Louis and a big penalty kill. Here's Joel Armia. Binnington has re-entered the game. Yes, we do, Spencer. Big penalty kill here. Robert Thomas, Tyler Bozak, and Alex Steen out for St. Louis. Joel Armia and Victor Rask. Bozak, here's Steen. Good poke by Mirko Mueller. TJ Brody to Rask. They're going to regroup and kill a little bit of clock here. Yes, Forza, we're in overtime. And we're on the penalty kill. So big moment in this game. Pretty even game outside of the first 2 periods where it was one-sided each way. Brody. Good poke check.
Moves with the puck in the corner.
Bozak picks it up in front. Steen wins it in overtime. Overtime is not the place to go if you're a Seattle Sockeye.
And we are all over with this one tonight. Ray simply
As St. Louis takes a 3-2 lead heading back to the Scott Trade Center. And a chance to close out this first round matchup. The AHL first round has completed, so quick look before we enter Game 6. Portland will be taking on the Belleville Senators in the second round. That should be a good matchup there. Hey, we still got another game. We're not done yet. Can the boys fight back and force a Game 7? We'll find out right now. Yeah, so the NHL is all 7-game series. The first round is 5 1-1 after 1. Anthony Cirelli and David Perron. Second period. Must win. Taylor Hall. He's showing up big here. Matthias Janmark, it's 3-1. Bennington yet again pulled as Janmark gets his second to make it 4-1. But Ryan O'Reilly and Jaden Schwartz score quickly right after each other as we enter the third period. Seattle leads 4-2. Can they hold on this time? And Denis Gurianov, a quick goal to extend the lead to 5-3. But Jaden Schwartz responds. 10 minutes to go. Can Seattle hold on to force the decisive Game 7 back at Key Arena? 2.5 to go. Looks like St. Louis will run out of time, and we are headed to Game 7. What a back and forth series this has been. Will the trend continue with each team winning opposite games? And a heartbreak for the Seattle Sockeye in year number 1 as they push the defending Stanley Cup champions to 7 games, but are unable to take the series with all 5 goals in Game 7 coming in the first period. But they fall 4-3. But there's still hope for the Portland Pirates as they will take on Belleville Senators. They're 1-1 so far in their series, and we will follow along with them to see how they do. But we'll move a little bit quicker through these games. 0-0 after 1. 0-0 after 2. 0-0 after 3. What a fight between these two teams. And Stuart Percy beats Malcolm Subban. And Belleville takes Game 3 and leads 2-1. Yeah, Forza, wasn't expecting too much with the lack of depth, but to make the playoffs in year 1, to push the defending Stanley Cup champions to a 7-game series, can't really complain. The boys, they showed they have the heart, and they're willing to do whatever it takes. Anthony Lewis beats Thomas Grice. It's 1-0 entering the third. Matt Luff and Tamela score to give Portland a Game 4 win, 3-0. So we will move through the AHL playoffs rather quickly. I still want to keep a close eye, see how they're doing. See if we can bring home some hardware. Michael Dalcole and Labate each score, so it's 1-1. But 3 goals from Portland: Peter Hilaric, Melker Karlsson, and Jansen Harkins. As Portland takes Game 5 and leads 3-2. A win away from moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals of the AHL playoffs. So after the playoffs, we will enter into the draft. We have 2 first-round picks as Michael Dalcole scores in the first. Michael Carconi scores in the second. And Boo Nieves scores a late goal in the third period. And Portland will advance to the Eastern Conference Finals against either the Bridgeport Sound Tigers, excuse me. But yeah, as I was saying, we have 2 first-round picks in this year's draft. Hopefully, get some good talent. There are some very good players in this draft. Giovanni Smith and Daniel Sprong, as Witherspoon answers for Bridgeport. Mayfield and Jopes, it's 3-2. Hilaric ties it, and we're going to overtime. But Rourke Chartier beats Malcolm Subban, and Bridgeport takes Game 1. Should be a very good matchup between these two teams as we enter game number 2. First period, it's 1-1. Sam Moran and Colin McDonald, I believe. Kiefer Bellows. And the third, 3 goals. Michael Dalcole, Max Jones, and Giovanni Smith. Portland takes game 2. Game number 3 at Bridgeport. First period. Anthony Lewis and Caleb Jones. A lot of goals in the second. Schmaltz and Bellows for Bridgeport, but Bunieves, Libor Sulak, and Gabriel Gagne make it 5-2. And Peter Hilaric scores twice in the third for a 7-2 Portland Pirates win. Heading into Game 4. Three goals in the first period, 2 for Bridgeport, Rourke Chartier and Steve Bernier, with Melker Karlsson responding. Bernier gets his second as Harkins cuts the lead back to 1. And 2 third period goals. Gabe Gagne and Melker Karlsson, and Portland takes it 4-3. 1 win away from heading to the Calder Cup Finals. Even if we will enter into the game if it is the AHL team as well, just to show a little love to them. Chartier and Bellows, but Dalcole cuts it, so it's a 2-1 lead. Schmaltz and Jones, it's 3-2. Here we go, third period. If we are winning with about a minute left, I will enter in and play it out. If not, we'll just let it simulate through the game. 5 minutes left. Portland needs a goal, and they will not get it as Steve Bernier adds an empty netter. And we will move to Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Back in Bridgeport. First period. Peter Hilaric, Melker Karlsson, and Daniel Sprong. It's 3-0. Max Jones and Koivula. It's 4-1. It looks like we may be jumping in to see our first celebration I believe EA put in a celebration for the conference finals in the AHL. I may be mistaken, but let's hope we have a celebration to witness. "58 seconds to go." Here's a quick look at the Portland jerseys, by the way. There's the alternate, the home, and the away. As we look to win our first piece of hardware as an entire organization all the way down through the AHL, which would be a good start to build up some of our young prospects, see if they can continue to grow and hopefully make the jump next year to the NHL team. So just a minute to go. Good stop by Subban. Oh, need to get used to playing on the higher difficulty again. Haven't played in a while on this difficulty. Here's Smith, unable to feed it through. 20 seconds to go. Labushkin, no. Fitz throws it wide. Giovanni Smith throws it into the back of Hilaric. Good stop. Bayreuther with 7 seconds left. Peter Hilaric's trip, 2.2 seconds. And that will do it as the Portland Pirates win the Eastern Conference Championship. And here's the celebration as they are heading to the Calder Cup Finals in their first year of existence. And we will see the handshake line. I'm not sure if the trophy will be presented or not, but it's good to see at least a little bit of a celebration for the achievement of winning the Eastern Conference Finals. It looks like the trophy presentation is not in, but that's okay. We still have one more series to see if we will win a trophy in year one. A big trophy in year one. So it's like baseball, how there was like the Scranton Wilkes-Barre baseball team is the affiliate now for the Yankees, but was with the Phillies. So it's like all the young guys working their way up to the NHL. Yeah, you just put it that way. So Darren Radish, Daniel Sprong. Way to put it, Spencer, the far one, and Gabe Gagne scores in the third. Probably the two of the best teams in the AHL this season, meeting in the Calder Cup Finals. 1-1 again. Yeah, and actually they do have the third league on the list, as Iowa takes game 2, 5-1 as we're tied in the series, 1 game apiece. They have the third league in game, but it's a lot harder to implement in to the franchise mode because a lot of the guys are contracted solely through the AHL team or the ECHL team, as it's called, the East Coast Hockey League, as a lot of them aren't actually contracted with the NHL organization, so it's hard to balance them and get their rights, especially since a lot of them have never played in the NHL, which is how EA is able to get most of the rights to the player likeness, image likeness, and name stuff. Game 4, 3-1 after 1. 5-3. I believe 3-1. Doing well with the AHL teams in game and having them playable. Biggest problem I have is the arenas aren't all that realistic, but that's kind of tough to do the additional 31 arenas. As Michael Dow Cole ties it at 2, and Matt Luff makes it 3-2. This might be time to party in Portland, Oregon. "20 seconds left." So even though we are in Portland, Oregon, we were put into the Eastern Conference of the AHL. It was EA doesn't allow you to change conferences or divisions for that, so it's a little bit unrealistic in that sense, but it's still better than not having the 32nd AHL team in game. So I'll give them that credit. 15 seconds away. Delayed penalty. So Portland will go to the power play with 11.5 seconds to go. Exactly, better than nothing. It gives people the opportunity to show some creative stuff with the AHL team. Not as much customization that you can do with the AHL team, but it's still good stuff. And there it is. The Portland Pirates win the Calder Cup in year 1. Let's watch the celebration. There it is, Calder Cup champions. Yes, let's go. So, I would say year 1, a pretty successful year. Our NHL team, the Seattle Sockeye, make the playoffs, force a Game 7 against the defending Cup champions, and our AHL team goes on to win the Calder Cup. I don't think you can complain much about that. Exactly. Future looks very bright for the Seattle organization, both NHL-wise and AHL-wise. Look at one of the top prospects in the game on Iowa, Kirill Kaprizov, as Iowa comes up just short in the Calder Cup finals. And here it is, Melker Karlsson to lift the Calder Cup. Hey, Nick, what's going on, man? How are you? Thanks for stopping in. There it is, Melker Karlsson, kiss the cup and celebrate. And here is the celebration as the organization wins some hardware in year 1. And Malcolm Subban, who carried the load after the trade of Jacob Markstrom, sent UC Saros up to the NHL roster. And there's the championship picture. Hey, nice. Super excited for tomorrow to for the NHL playoffs to start. Are you going to be streaming along with the Blackhawks games or not? But there we go, Calder Cup champions, the Portland Pirates. And now we can move our way into the NHL draft for year number 2. And the Toronto Maple Leafs have won the Stanley Cup. I have never seen a bigger joke in my life. This team will never win a playoff series because they choke all the time. And here we go. Ottawa ends up with the first 2 picks in this year's draft. So they get Alexis Lafreniere and their choice of either Quentin Byfield or Tim Stützle. Unless, of course, EA does what they always do and creates some computer-generated prospects. Yeah, I feel that. YouTube is not the best. I'm potentially looking into switching over to Twitch, possibly, so we'll see if that happens. Yes, Ottawa with the first 2 picks. So it doesn't look like they added anybody, at least top heavy in the draft. So I am pleased with that. Let's see where our scout projects us to, or recommends we take. Yes, the dark side. Antonio Stranges potentially, Will Kyle, Ozzy Wiesblatt, Ronnie Hirvonen. So we're gonna get some good guys. William Wallinder, wouldn't be opposed to. Nick Wong. Let's see. I just want to quick take a look at where Yaroslav Askarov is projected 52nd overall. So, if we really wanted to, we could go after the top goaltender in the draft, who I have created. So I do know that he is a very good player in game. So it's definitely something to look at as we look at some of the retired players. Marian Hossa, Henrik Zetterberg, Derek Roy, Chris Kunitz, Drew Stafford, Nathan Horton, Johan Franzen, some of the big names. Any goaltenders retire? 3, Victor Faust, Hanu Toivonen, and Brad Thiessen. So, coach retirements. Let's see if we had anybody retire. We did not. You'll love to see that. And Henrik Zetterberg and Chris Kunitz both became scouts, which is cool to see that they added that feature into this year's game. And here we go. NHL entry draft for our second year drafting wise. So we have picks number 26 and 27. I'm going to put this out there. Do we take... oh, we do have the first pick in round 2 as well. Do we take... what's his name? Yaroslav Askarov with one of our picks. One of our first 3 picks. I'm just going to put that out there. You guys let me know if we should take him. And that would give us our goaltender of the future. There's Alexis Lafreniere, who goes first overall, medium franchise, 80 overall, out of the draft. He's going to be an absolute stud. And Ottawa decides to take the center in Quentin Byfield, which leaves Tim Stützle to go to the New Jersey Devils. Jamie Drysdale goes to LA, and New Jersey takes Marco Rossi with their time. Dawson Mercer to Calgary, Ponomarev to Detroit, Zari to Ottawa, Maverick Bourque goes to Minnesota, Jeremy Poirier to Washington, Jacob Perreault to Montreal, Lucas Reichel to Chicago. There you go, Nick. Lucas Raymond fell all the way to pick 17. He was at one time projected a second overall pick. Right now, probably around 6 to 8. Hendrix LaPierre goes to Edmonton. Same thing with Alexander Holtz. He falls to 19th. As does Cole Perfetti. Here's the first created guy from EA that we see. Anton Lundell, Riley Grieg, Dylan Holloway, and Seth Jarvis. And here is our first pick of the 2020 NHL entry draft. I think we go with... I think we go Antonio Stranges or Rodion Amirov. I believe Amirov is high top 6 and Stranges is medium top 6. But Stranges is more NHL ready, if I remember correctly from the edits I made. But I think we're going to go Rodion Amirov. Okay, he is a medium top 6, my bad. And with our second pick, I think we take a defenseman in either William Wallinder or Jake Sanderson. Trying to remember if I can remember what I had them at. I think we're going to go with William Wallinder. I think this could be a good pick. And he is a medium top 4. That is good. He will be a good second pairing guy for us in the future. And now the question is, do we take Yaroslav Askarov, 33rd overall? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. I'll give you guys 30 seconds if you want me to take him or if you want me to take someone else. Jan Misak isn't too bad. Jake Neighbors. Jean-Luc Faldi. Justin Barron. Avery, what? What do you want? No, you don't want me to take Yaroslav Askarov? We've got a minute and a half until we have to make our pick. Jake Sanderson is still available. Topi Niemela. Oh, okay. Got a minute and a half. Jake Sanderson still available. Lucas Cormier. Jan Kuznetsov. Shakir Mukhamadullin. Topi Niemela. Justin Sordiff. You know what? We're going to do it. We're taking Yaroslav Askarov. We have our goaltender of the future. You wanted me to take Jake Neighbors. Avery. I'm sorry, Avery. My bad. Should have waited a little bit longer. Cross Hannes, Brandon Coe, Tyson Forster, Jack Quinn wouldn't be too bad. You know what? I'm gonna take Paterka. Tucker Tynan. I know he's got decent potential in game. I'm thinking actually that we go with John Jason Paterka. High top 6, 55 overall. That's going to be a good pick for us. As we move to the 3rd round. Helgrons. Joel Blomqvist. I think we take Joel Blomqvist and we set ourselves up goaltending wise for the future in a very good way. He's projected ETA is 5 years. You know what? Let's do it. Joel Blomqvist. And then once normally once I reach a certain point, I just go and sort by potential of guys and just start taking some shots in the dark and see if we can find ourselves some really good players. Pavel Novak. Sure, I'll take that. Avery, how are you doing, man? Thanks for stopping in. Novak is a medium top 9, so not too bad. Ooh, we can trade our 5th for a 6th and a 7th in the future. I'm going to accept that. Which isn't too bad. So 2 picks left. We'll just go by potential again. Some shots in the dark. Let's go with... We have anybody with some bottom 6 guys. That wouldn't be too bad. What do we got? Sniper, two-way. I think we go with Nicholas Christensen. We knew he was a bottom 6. That's fine with me. And with our final pick in our first draft after season 1. Technically our 2nd draft. We're going to take a shot, I think, on Alexander Duche. Medium bottom 6 forward as well. So not a bad draft at all. Very good prospects. Rodion Amirov, William Wallinder, Yaroslav Askarov, John Jason Paterka, Joel Blomqvist, Pavel Novak, Nicholas Christensen, and Doucette. And we will enter into the re-sign phase. We have 16 players that are about to become restricted free agents. So let's go and lock them up. Okay, so we've got our big guys all locked up for the future. So if you're under 20 and you played in the AHL, or you played in the junior leagues in Canada, you can be loaned back to those teams until you're 20. But most will go to AHL teams. Let's see. I don't think anyone from this draft is ready. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Or even last year's draft. Our top picks of... Where are they? Well, we do have the guy from last year, Kirill Nichushkin. I'm going to sign him up. But Paterka, he's only a 55 overall. Where's the other two? Amirov, he's a 72. Sorry, a 58, my bad. So we'll let him grow back over in Europe for a couple more years. And Wallinder's a 59, so we'll let him grow back in Europe a couple more years. before we sign them up. So you have 3 years to sign uh, your draft picks. If you don't sign them, they become unrestricted free agents. Yeah, there's a lot of technical things regarding draft picks and whatnot in NHL. So yeah, you're gonna learn a lot if you keep watching Forza. Dow Cole, I'll stick him with the 1 year deal. That's not too bad. Hayjack, hopefully he can get some growth over the off season. Giovanni, he's up to a 72. Love to see that. Max Jones, if he gets a little bit more growth, he should be able to make the NHL team next season. Daniel Sprong's up to an 80. He should make the NHL team. Peter Hilaric. Sammy Blais. Avery, I actually did find an Anthony for you. Let me pull up his name again. That I think would be a good fit for us to have. Let's see, where was he? I was thinking of Anthony Beauvillier, who plays for the New York Islanders. So, if you want, we can still do the all Anthony line if you are interested. Moran doesn't want to re-sign. Okay, that's fine. I can qualify you regardless. Johannes Johansson. He doesn't want to re-sign. He never wants to re-sign in this game. Garyanov, hopefully he can grow a bit more. Curtis McDermott and Gavin Bayreuther. Forza, you won. You typed it in wrong. So we have most of our guys resigned. McCabe, Armia, Janmark, Nordstrom all don't want to resign, but I will see what happens going forward if I want to re-sign them or not. Saros, 2 years at 1.5 to be our backup. I think that's fine. The sleep deprivation starting to kick in, isn't it, Forza? And Malcolm Subban. Honestly, you know what? We'll give him 8 years at $2 million and he'll be set for life. As we have $31 million in cap space, so that's not too big of an issue. We're gonna have plenty to spend in free agency once we get there. So Max Jones accepts. Johan Larsson, Subban, Garyanov, McDermott, Saros, Mueller. So Sam Moran rejected. Hilaric. So you can tell if a player is going to grow a lot based off of how much they're asking for. If you like go, there's like 2.1, you know he's not going to grow all that much. So it was worth just signing him up. Easy contract to trade. A lot of people will probably be semi-interested in him. See if we can lock up Moran. If not, that's fine. And I think we let all 4 of these guys go. I don't want to really overpay them all that much. So yeah, we'll release all 4 of them. And even if Moran and Johansson reject, I can still qualify them. So Yeah, I'll just qualify them, which means if somebody offers them a contract in free agency, I have the rights to match them before they can go anywhere else and play. So we will now sim our way to free agency and see if we can bolster this team a little bit better. So we have 7 open slots contract-wise, and I think we should have near $24 million to spend. And there are some big fish out in free agency. Okay, so before we go to sign anyone, let's just quick take a look at our contracts, and we can see how we're looking position by position. So centers, we got Sorelli, Blay, Rask, and Howla. So I think center-wise we're pretty good. Not too bad there. Maybe look to upgrade one of them. So Hall, Jones, and Larson. Hopefully we get Jones to grow a bit on the left. Anderson, Duclair, Fost, Garyanov, Sprong, and Nichushkin. So we have a lot of good young right wingers. Defensively, Krug, Barry, Brody, Fleury, Hayjack, Jones, and Nichushkin. So that's 7. And we can quick check in the system. Yeah, I don't think anybody here will be ready unless they have crazy good growth. So centers in the minors, Carlson, Nieves, Harkins. Lewis Harkins should grow some, so that would be good to have. As a depth piece, Dow Cole should be close to being ready. Hilaric, Smith, and Tamela, they should all be good AHL guys. Luff, Gagne, Stewart, Scuderi. So yeah, we should be in a good spot. Maybe look to upgrade one centerman through free agency and just hold on to our cap space. In all honesty, I think having our cap would be a very good thing to keep going forward. So Nugent Hopkins, Stastny, Soderberg. I think we go for RNH and see if we can put him and Taylor Hall back together. He's asking for 6 years at 8.35. Let's do 8.5 for 6 years and see what he says about that. And I might look just for one more defenseman to kind of help bolster the young kids on the back end. And Avery, I did not forget, we have to go acquire Anthony Beauvillier as well, so we can put that all Anthony line together. And then real quick, we'll sort by potential, see if there's any good guys out there. I'll go Kevin Mackey. I'm a big fan of him going forward. We'll grab Dauphin just for some depth in the minors. We'll grab Davidson. Oh, he's an RFA. Never mind. We'll grab Dryden Hunt. And then I'm just going to look at goalies real quick. Could be, is our big fish, Freddie Anderson. He is overrated. I will tell you all that right now. He is one of the most overrated goalies in the league. No good. No one really goaltender wise. There's Elvis Mearslickens, who I thought about taking in the expansion draft. But yeah, I think we're good to go with those 4 offers I put in. Let's see if any of them accept. Oh, pretty big trade. Josh Bailey and Johnny Boychuk go to Florida for E2 Luosterainen and a first-round pick, and that is a big trade. I'm gonna quickly edit our trade block because I don't want to slow down us simulating forward real quick. Hopefully this will deter people from offering us too many trades in the summer. So Avery, once I find out about these guys real quick, we will go and make that trade and make our all Anthony line. Okay, there we go. So advanced day. Another big trade. Brock Nelson and Andrew Ladd to St. Louis for a first and a second. Kevin Mackey accepted. Love to see that. Dauphin accepted. Hunt accepted. And now we just wait to see. Does Ryan Nugent-Hopkins? He does not. He says we did not offer him the money he thought he was deserving of. So let's see, are there any other centers potentially we could go for? Younger guys. So yeah, the playoffs, Avery. We lost in the first round, but we took St. Louis to Game 7 before ultimately losing 3-2. So, honestly, not too upset about what happened. It was a good run, and I'm not sure if you were here, but our AHL team won the Calder Cup, which was nice to see. So let's find, where is he? Anthony Beauvillier, there he is. Okay, it shouldn't be too hard to acquire him. Yeah, I mean, good for Vegas. Good for them on making it to the finals. This guy, is this Jacob Peterson? Yeah. I might throw him and this guy we got in this year's draft and see what they say. So our AHL team is the Portland Pirates. I created them. So I created them to make the 32nd AHL team in the league. I'm just going to throw in some picks. Hopefully that'll sweeten the deal. Okay. They want us to sweeten it just a little bit. Who would I be interested in trading away? Howlett, no. Nichushkin, no. Actually, they might want Howla. I would do that. Just see if they accept that, and there we go. I'm fine with trading Howla. We got our 3 Anthonys now. And we can sign maybe a couple of depth pieces. Like, ooh, Ryan Dzingel, big fan of his. He could help us out pretty nicely. I think 2 years at 4.7 wouldn't be all that bad. And maybe a defenseman while we're at it. Ooh, Adam Lowry for depth as well. Yes, Triple Anthony is going to lead us to a Stanley Cup championship. And then, so that puts us, that's 45. Grab Pontus Aberg. We'll do one for 1 year. 2.7 for 2. And a defenseman, Jamie Alexiak, just to give some depth as well. 2.25 for 2 years. Let's see if all of them accept, and then we can sim to the next season. So Lowry accepts, which is nice. Dzingel, Alexiak, and Aberg all accept. And now we can sim our way to the next season. And start the home opener. So Johansson accepted. Johannesson, excuse me. Our qualifying offer. So all we're waiting on is Sam Moran, and there he is. He accepted as well. So we've got everybody signed and ready to go for year 2, and we will get our line set up real quick, as well as our captains and whatnot. I think our captains won't change. And we'll see what kind of growth we had in the off-season from our young guys. So, quickly set captains. It'll be Taylor Hall. Taylor Hall, Torrey Krug, and Tyson Berry. I think that is good. So now we can quickly edit our lines and get the home opener underway. So, you know what, Anthony? There it is. Avery. Excuse me. Anthony Duclair, Anthony Cirelli, Anthony Beauvillier. That second line will be the Anthony line. So Daniel Sprong has grown to an 82. He's on our top line. I like that. Are any of these guys good at face-offs? No. Are any of you centermen? Okay, so we could put Dzingel there. Let me slide Garyanov there. I like that, yeah. Let me look at Scratched real quick. Lowry and Fost. Ooh, I could bring Lowry in on that fourth line. I think I'm going to, actually. We'll move him up. Yes, that second line is very beautiful. I like Rask, Garyanov, Anderson. Who do I scratch? I think we scratch Aberg for Lowry. Quick look at defense. I want to see what Max Jones has grown to as well before we start. Hayek hasn't grown. You don't like to see that. Okay, so we have 5 left-handed defensemen. Not something you want to have either. Jari and Subban. Saros is an 81 with Aiden Hill. So goaltending depth is not a problem. Max Jones is an 80. I think we keep him down for 1 more year. Okay. We'll put Nieves on the first line. So Max Jones, Boo Nieves, and Michael Dalcol, they got a +5. So they're all going to play. Jones will be playing like he's 85 overall. Nieves will be playing like he's an 82, and Dalcol will be playing like he's an 84. I like that second line. I might swap them, I think. Get Giovanni some good line mates. Anthony Lewis, Johan Larsson, and Peter Hilaric. And then Laurent Dauphin, Melker Carlson, and Yanni Tamela, I think is good. Let me just check scratch, make sure we're not missing anybody big. Nope. And then defenseman, Caleb Jones. Mirko Mueller will put, oh no. Oh, actually. So his name actually is... He goes by Boo, but that's not his actual birth name. But, that's literally what everybody calls him in the NHL. His name is, Cristoval, so it's just easier, instead of saying Cristoval, to just call him Boo. Yes, like the girl from Monsters Inc. um, but I think actually we're gonna call up Kirill Nichushkin, which will allow him to play. Wait, Ross. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Roster moves. So we do that. So yeah, we'll scratch Hayjack. In the system, we will call up Kirill Nichushkin. And we will go edit lines in the AHL real quick. Let me just make sure I do that and that. There we go. So it'll be Labushkin and Jones on our top pairing in the minors. It'll be Moran and Bay. No, is anybody here right-handed? Johannes Johannesson. We'll do that. And then we'll do that quickly. Just need to fix penalty kill. Mueller. I'll throw Jones in. I'll throw Jones in again. Extras. So it'll be Max Jones. And we'll do... Where is... Jansen Harkins will be our two extra skaters. Jones, Mueller, and... yeah, Jones, Mueller, and Labushkin, I think. And 4-on-4... Mueller, Labushkin. There we go. Okay, so the AHL team is good to go. Let me just quickly edit the defense up here. So yeah, look at that second line Avery for you. Anthony Duclair, Anthony Sorelli, Anthony Beauvillier. And then, like I said, we're going to scratch Libor Hayek and put Kirill Nichushkin on our second pairing with Hayden Fleury. And our third pairing will be Jamie Alexiak and TJ Brody.